which a conference can simply generate proposals, but the actions have to be taken by the people in government. So yeah, and we like these conferences so much that the last thing I said, I think, when we were here is that we really need a conference to deal with specific things that we know we are the cause of it. The last two governments have been responsible for ballooning of this wage bill. The people in those governments are still here, and they know exactly what they did to make sure that to make the wage bill go as high as it is. So, what is the conference going to be? Theoretical? When you can actually decide what we did was this and that, let's undo it. Okay? This ballooning of the wage bill will continue, this wage bill will continue to rise, whether we like it or not, because of our lifestyle. We live as though our GDP is the same as that of the USA. We live as though we don't realize, we don't recognize the realities that people are suffering on this ground, that people really are suffering. The Mwananchi is suffering. And that's why you can actually play with Mwananchi. You can decide, give them fake fertilizer, give them fake seeds, give them, and all these things come because it's the way we take the nation. That's the way we took the bill, I mean the wage bill that high. If we begin to realize that we made a mistake, why do we need a conference? Why don't you just correct the mistake? Why don't we cut down on your expenditures?
Isn't it time we have a proper conversation as a nation? Probably this conference gives us that forum that we need to discuss. It will be painful if at all the government decides to be bold enough and cut down on some of this expenditure.
Well, it's about time that the government did that. The people who are owed have suffered for so long. They have suffered, people have been auctioned, people have actually committed suicide, families have been disintegrated. So you continue doing conferences, you know. Anyway, I don't mind doing conferences because there's money allocated for conferences. I think that's why we have to spend it. But sincerely speaking, it's about time you bit the bullet and said we want to cut down on certain things and let's pay people who have supplied us, people who have given us loans, and let's pay them so that at least we get back to a place where we can start. We can even suspend other things, but please make that decision as a government. The conference can help you, but really you need to move in that direction.
The president may argue that he has already started the conversation, especially with the doctors, and saying, hey, we cannot afford what you're asking for. Let's be realistic. The wage bill is already too bloated. This is the much we can give you. That is a kind of pain that